Hi everyone, welcome to Es Alimenta's special edition. We're live today. Thinking everyone would like to join given the circumstances that we're all in right now. So today I'm gonna share with you guys a recipe that's new. It's called taco baked cauliflower, and to my left here is my husband Nicholas, owner of Precise Fitness and Nutrition. Say hi, Nicholas. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
So we're gonna get started. I sent out all of the ingredients to you guys earlier, so you should have everything. The one thing that you may not have is 1 cup of vegetable broth, and that's fine as well because you can always use water if you want. Just you may want to increase the level of flavors. Just to make sure you have that nice kick, because after all, we're making taco baked cauliflower. So I'm gonna put my gloves on because I'm gonna get my hands dirty. Right here in front of me, I have my 2 heads of cauliflower, and I have them cut up into like florets. So you can see there, and I'm gonna pour them into a bowl. I've already set my oven to 425. So while that's getting heated, I'm going to start to marinate the cauliflower. So, and I have here, just in case you guys wondering, is my little sangria homemade, because in these times we all need a little bit of alcohol in our lives. Anyway, so, and Nicholas doesn't drink, by the way. In front of me, I have the 1/4 cup of avocado oil. I'm gonna go a little light on it because I don't know if I'm gonna use all of it. Again, this recipe is new, so I'm gonna ask everyone to bear with me. If you guys are doing it along with me, I would be super happy if you just send me your comments, your experience, so we can tweak it together and make it a better recipe. Here I have my salt. You guys do it to your taste. I'm gonna go a little light on it. That's light for me. And the reason why I'm gonna go light on it is because later on when I do my black bean base, I'm gonna start adding all those ingredients, and I'm gonna add salt there as well. So I'm gonna go a little lighter over here. Here's my black pepper. I just decided to add it last minute. You guys don't need to add it if you want, just a little bit. And then just with your hands, you can just go in and move it around. Again, we're dealing with cauliflower. Cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable. I think it's the only white cruciferous vegetable, Nicholas?
It is the only white cruciferous vegetable.
Why, thank you, Nicholas.
That is correct.
And it is high in fiber, vitamin B, and it helps to fight cancer, right?
That is also correct.
Yay, look at that, I'm learning. So I think I want my cauliflower a little wetter, so I'm gonna add a little bit more of oil. Whatever's left over, you guys can actually use in the pan. I've actually already put some oil in the pan of avocado oil, in case you guys are wondering. Why am I using that? Because I love the smoking point. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, I basically explained the smoking point for avocado oil as opposed to extra virgin olive oil is 520 degrees. Extra virgin olive oil is 325. So that won't work for this recipe. We have our oven at 425. We need to use something stronger. So I'm done here with my cauliflower. And I also have 2 baking sheets, 2 large baking sheets that I've lined with parchment paper, simply because my baking sheets are aluminum, and I don't want my food on it. I don't want to deal with whatever toxins are in aluminum, so I like to make sure I put parchment paper over it, and then I coat them lightly with a little bit of the avocado oil. So here we're gonna put them out. I wanna spread them out so that they have enough room to cook or bake in the oven. I think I only need 1. Yeah, so just one large one. If you guys don't have a really large baking sheet, you can use 2 small ones. We're gonna put these, we'll put this in for about 15 minutes, and then we will take a look to see whether or not we need to flip them and give them another 10 minutes in the oven. So I'm gonna put them in the middle rack. Set my timer, 15. Great, so here, I'm gonna set my, this is all live, so you guys get to see the unfortunate part of going live. I can't cut and edit. So now we're gonna go and start our base for our taco. I don't want to call it a stew. It's almost like a chili almost, but it's all taco. So obviously we're not using meat. You guys could use meat if you like. I actually have here 1 can. It's about 15 ounces of black beans. Black beans are amazing. They help to lower your blood sugar levels, and they have folic acid, which is an amazing type of brain food. Is this right, Nicholas?
Correct.
Yay!
Black beans are also the legume that has the highest amount of protein per serving.
Legume. Also, here's the mashed red beans. Red beans. They're actually red kidney beans. Why are they mashed? I wanted to give it a different consistency, not just all beans when I'm making this type of chili base. So I asked you guys to actually mash them up in advance. Also, this is 15 ounces, a 15-ounce can of red kidney beans, and it is just like these black beans, high in protein and antioxidants.
We like to use organic beans, but don't feel that you have to use organic beans. If you get regular beans, just make sure to rinse them very well with cold water.
Right. So my ingredient, whenever I post a recipe, I always put drain, rinse. You always want to make sure you get rid of that liquid that's in there. That's the liquid that's been used to actually cook the beans, and you just want to make sure they're nice and fresh when you use them. So we are still not hot yet. So I don't have anything other than my red onions. High in vitamin C, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. It's a great immune aiding agent, as is the garlic here that I have. 3 garlic cloves that I've minced, and it's part of my recipe. And this is a quarter of almost like a large red onion. So we're gonna be throwing that in now to start our recipe. You have anything to say about red onions, Nicholas?
Red onions also high in antioxidants and phytonutrients, which are good for you.
Not phytonutrients, the way I called it in one of my other videos. I'm like, phyto? Isn't that a dog, Fido?
That's a dog's name.
So I'm gonna let that cook. I can already smell the onions and the garlic. We are going to start building with the beans first, and then we'll start introducing the different ingredients here. And I know I said 1 to 2 tablespoons of the chili powder and the tomato paste. So I'm gonna start introducing it by tablespoon. I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm using the right amount, and I don't want to use too much. I have a tendency to really flavor my food. So you can ask Nicholas, who's laughing right now because he agrees. He thinks I use too much garlic, right?
And you say there's no such thing as too much garlic.
That's right. Never too much, especially during these times when we need garlic and ginger to kill the coronavirus. Like, it feels hot, but I don't see anything happen. The magic is not happening in this pot, guys. Magic is not happening. I see people. Thanks for joining. I can't really read the comments, but I'll be sure to totally read them later because I want to understand how you guys, your experience. Super important to me.
These people that are watching, they're waving.
Oh, I'm waving back to you. Actually, I think I could take these off. I'm going to take these off because I don't need them anymore. So now it's sizzling, right? You can smell that goodness. It's the best base. Avocado oil, garlic, red onions. That's all you need in your life. Well, now it sounds great. That's music to my ears. Let's throw those black beans in that have been rinsed, drained, and rinsed. Organic. And my red kidney beans. Mashed, correct. Awesome. And a sip of sangria. Awesome. It's gonna make everything taste better too. So I'm just stirring everything around. I want to make sure the onions and the garlic get into the beans. I did add 2 teaspoons of oregano to the recipe, so I'm going to start with 1 just because I want to make sure. 1 teaspoon of oregano. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I know I said 2 teaspoons. No, I said 1. I said 1 teaspoon? Oh, I put 2. So 1 teaspoon of Spanish paprika. You guys are like, why Spanish paprika? It has this really awesome smoky flavor to it that I thought was really nice. So that's 1 teaspoon of the Spanish paprika. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon to start of the tomato paste. I'm going to stir that around a little bit. So the mix right now looks a little dry, so it's going to need that water. If you want to put in that 1 cup of water, you don't have vegetable broth, that's fine. I'm going to put in 1 cup of, I'm going to do it slowly. I want to make sure that I'm not putting too much. How much should I put? I put half a cup. Yeah, I just put half a cup, and I think I don't need a full cup. You can't even see the red kidney beans anymore. It's like they've become part of the liquid. So I'm gonna leave that for a little bit. I always like to put a little bit of salt. That's a little bit for me. Might be too much for you guys. Thank you. It's not, you're not really a chef if you don't have the food on you. I'd love to show you guys what this looks like. I don't know if that even worked, but I think I want to put a little bit more of the vegetable broth. Just because, and I want to use a spoon because I want to taste what's going on in here. I'll definitely need to adjust my levels. Another tablespoon of chili powder for sure. Yes, another tablespoon of chili powder. So 2 tablespoons of chili powder. I would enjoy another teaspoon of oregano in there. Oh, look at that. The liquid is actually evaporating or dissolving within the mix. So that is great. The beans serve almost like a potato base, you know, like cornstarch. Whenever you add that to a sauce to thicken it, I'm going to add a little bit more of the vegetable broth. I'm going to add some salt to taste. And more salt, and more salt. Can I have another spoon from the drawer, please? Yeah, small one. I actually would like to add the last amount of tablespoon of tomato paste. I think I'd like that in there, a little bit more tomatoey. On my face? Anywhere else? So I'm gonna lower the fire. I had it originally at like a high medium, but I'm gonna bring it down. I like the consistency of this. Maybe I will add the rest. I'm gonna go ahead and just put that full cup in there. I'm okay. I'm confident. Can you put that here so that we can actually see what it looks like? It looks, in case you're wondering, it looks like chili. And I think I want it to get a little thicker because I put that last piece of, the last amount of vegetable broth in it. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but I think I'm gonna get rid of these spoons. I'm going to lower it and put the cover on because I want to take a look. I want to take a peek at the cauliflower that was just in there. A minute and 24 seconds. What does it say? Looks pale. No, it's cooking. The edges have a little bit of golden touch to it. Hey, why not have some sangria right now? Yay! If you're wondering how I made this, I used a bottle of Chardonnay that I had. I added ginger beer to it. It's very different. It's not the actual sangria, you know, your typical traditional sangria. And I also added a ginger liqueur to it. And then I threw in some apples, and to sweeten it, I added agave. And I also added some sparkling water. It was a lime flavored sparkling water. Just put that in and really made a nice drink. I'm not a fan of white wine, but I did have some from a party left over and decided, hey, why not? Hey, and I think cauliflower is ready to be flipped. So that's been in there for 15 minutes. Great. I don't know if you guys can see that. 425 degrees. I flip one over. So they have like that little, I don't know if you guys can see it, but they have a nice color to them. It's not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be able to flip all of them. That's been a struggle that I've had all my life, and I'm okay with it. So I'm just gonna flip these guys over, and I think that they may just need another 10 minutes because they are cooked. They're like 90% cooked. But I just want to see if I can get a little bit of a nice roasted look on them. I don't know how lucky I'll be, but let's see. Ready to go? Well, you gotta put it in first and then you put the timer on. Just let me open it. Teamwork, yay! Yep, perfect. And you just hit the timer, and in the meantime, I will take a look at our... No, you just hit timer, hit timer, hit timer. Up, yep, yep, yes. Hit once, and then use the arrow. That's it. 10 minutes. So 10 minutes at 425 degrees for the last of the cauliflower. Our beans taco stew looks fabulous. I do have some cilantro here on the side. I always love cooking with cilantro besides garlic. Nicholas will tell you that I do, but
I'm a fan of cilantro.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that. Look at that. I learn something new every day. I just thought you ate it because I didn't give you a choice, but
I like it.
awesome. So, would you say that this recipe is a low carb recipe? And I'm asking you that question because even though we're using cauliflower in lieu of potatoes, so in case you guys, let me bring you up to speed why I came up with this recipe. I've been watching Forks Over Knives, not really watching, just scrolling through their menus, and noticed that they had one that was pretty interesting. It was called Taco Baked Potatoes. But Nicholas is not really a fan of potatoes, and I think it's because they're so high in carbs. Is that right?
Correct.
So that's a challenge sometimes, but it's a good challenge because it makes me, you know, think outside the box. And so I came up with, hey, let's do a taco baked cauliflower. And let's like change it around. Let's throw in some mashed red kidney beans. Let's throw in some cilantro. Let's put in some paprika. I totally redid the whole recipe. And so my thought was, you know, you don't have that many well, my assumption is, I'll change that. My assumption is there's not that much carbs in this recipe, I think, which then would allow us to then say, hey, let's put this on some tortillas, or let's have some chips and guac on the side. So is it true that this recipe is a low carb recipe?
I would say that this is a lower carb recipe. Obviously, you still have your carbs because vegetables have carbs, but vegetables are considered complex carbohydrates, which means they also have protein and fiber, which helps your body to digest them more easily. So I would say that this is a lower carb recipe, yes.
A lower carb recipe, which is great because I have guac and I have chips and salsa, which I recommended as additional options for anyone interested in doing the recipe. So this is awesome. I'm pretty happy about it. I'm happy at the way it turned out in terms of this piece. And I think because, I've made cauliflower a lot. I make it quite often. And I roast it quite often. So I am confident that once that's done, we pour this over, we throw some guac and chips on the side. We're going to have an amazing dinner, and I hope you guys end up enjoying it as well. We're just waiting for the last of the cauliflower to be done. Can we sneak peek it? It's a little on the pale side. Do you have any stories you want to tell? Since we still have 6 minutes.
Any stories?
Any questions from our viewers? Nicholas has to go in and read them.
Manny is saying hi and don't mess up.
Hey, cuz! Hope you guys are doing well in Florida. Thanks for the shout out.
A few people are watching. It says only one person is watching right now.
That's all right. We can upload it later. This is my first video.
Guacamole. Avocados are good for you because they have a lot of omega-3 fatty acids, which omega-3 fatty acids are good for your brain. They help to cushion the acid and the oils in your brain, help to cushion your brain and also help with your memory. So omega-3s are good for you, which avocados are high in omega-3s. So that's
great.
Another fun fact.
That's awesome. And as I allow this to cook at a low, it's almost at a simmering fire, it's doing pretty well. It's nice and thick. I don't know where you guys can see, which is gonna be nice when the cauliflower is done and we can just pour it right on top. Should be great. 4 minutes. 4 minutes left. Any questions from our one viewer?
Where can I find the recipe?
So I have the recipe on my, I posted this recipe about this past week. So check out Eso Alimenta. You should be able to find it there. The one change I did make on Facebook, right? And I'm also on Instagram, so I posted it in both places. The one change I did make was adding 1 cup of vegetable broth, but you can also use 1 cup of water. And I thought about it last minute, and actually it was a lifesaver because if I didn't put that in, the recipe would have been super dry. And as you can see, I just showed you guys, it's nice and thick and it has a real nice consistency to it. So really happy with that. Almost done. 2.5 minutes.
Is that your diet cheese?
My diet cheese, yes. Anything you'd like to mention? No?
Stay tuned for things to come.
Yeah. Yeah, we're working on quite a bit of things. Website. Also working on some organic vegan homemade chocolates. I did post a picture about a month or so ago, but you know, this whole situation has thrown everyone off. So eventually we'll get to a point where we will be selling organic vegan chocolate, homemade, soon.
And a 6-week nutrition course on the way as well.
Precise fitness and nutrition. Check out those cauliflower florets, see if they're ready. I mean, it has 1.5 minutes left.
I'd give it the rest of it.
All right. We still have 1 minute and 20 seconds. Any questions from our viewer? Nicholas has to read this sideways, by the way.
Lourdes says something in Spanish about PR.
Who? Lourdes? Is that what you said? That's my cousin. She's a nurse in Puerto Rico. Hi.
Something in Spanish and she was laughing.
Anybody else?
My cousin Nakia says to tag her when you posted, I guess.
Oh, okay. So yeah, definitely. Once we're done with this, give me a couple hours because I will be digesting some of this, eating this food, and then digesting, and then I'll post the recipe again. So we're down to our last 10 seconds. I'm excited. You can actually put that. You put that here, and then here I'll put a small plate where we can just plate the Yay, it's done. This is done. I'm gonna turn this off. Great. So our florets have a nice little golden color to them. So what I'll do is this, with this plate, I will plate my food. I'm not gonna bake this again. You know, your meal is basically done. You're just gonna now set this up. It's a lot for one person? Okay, Nicholas says it's too much, so we have to...
I mean, if you're just doing it to show them, that's quite a bit.
No, I am doing it to show everybody, so this is how much I put. And then we just pour it right on top.